Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another video on the awesome Kawasaki ZZR1400. Alright, so we're going to approach a topic that I've actually been putting off for quite a while now, and it's something that's been bugging me for, well, pretty much since the start of this channel, and that is whether or not I am right or wrong for promoting motorcycles, or pushing the good things that motorcycles can do for everyday people. It's one of those things, you guys, where you could make the argument that I am condoning or somehow encouraging people to lower their lifespans, you know? Because people, you know, as much as we try to debunk all of the fears that people have around bikes, and actually how safe they can be if you treat them right, if you ride them properly, if you ride them sensibly. There are going to be those few people that think that we're encouraging death by motorcycle. And look, we can't deny the fact that that happens, alright? Riding bikes can be dangerous because, of course, if you crash, there's nothing really to protect you. I mean, wearing your gear helps an awful lot, but there are certain scenarios where it doesn't matter how much gear you're wearing. It can still be quite a gnarly situation if you find yourself in a crash. So look, I mean, I suppose the question that we're going to try and answer today is, well, do I feel bad for encouraging you guys to get involved in the hobby? And look, this isn't just me on camera, alright? I'm this person when I'm talking to people face to face, alright? I am the same way in person. If we ever get onto the subject about motorcycles, I'm always going to talk about how amazing they are till the cows come home, alright? I'll talk someone's ear off when it comes to bikes, because I genuinely believe that this hobby is one of those things that can actually save lives as opposed to ending them by way of therapy. These motorcycles can provide a form of therapy that nothing else does. Nothing else can come close to how relaxing, to how good a motorcycle can make you feel. So it might seem like a bit counterintuitive, a bit of an oxymoron, where it's like that scene from Lord of the Rings where Pippin says to Treebeard, the closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm. It's I suppose it's one of those type of arguments. But I genuinely believe that in my heart and soul, that because it's helped me, you guys, alright? If I've had an incredibly stressful day at work and I'm not feeling great about myself, I'm feeling low, or I'm feeling a bit depressed, getting out on my bikes, it seriously helps, and it puts everything into perspective, because you're just able to get yourself away from those negative situations, and you're just able to focus on the ride. And that's the thing, you guys, the ride can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a fast-paced ride, something to relieve a bit of stress, get a bit of adrenaline pumping. It can be a cruised experience where you're just feeling that wind on your face and just taking it all in, taking some nice big deep breaths. Or it can be anywhere in between. Not to mention that a lot of people within the motorcycle community are top fellows. So, you know, if you make some decent friends within the motorcycle community, then that also would help with stress, anxiety and all that. And instead of spending all your days in the pub getting pissed, you could be talking to some people, some real bikers, some people who really don't care about bullshit. All they care about is the bikes and how positive, the positive message, the positive things that bikes can do for people like me and you. Today's weather is a bit on and off. It's scattered showers, which usually means around here that there's going to be no rain whatsoever, but as soon as I got out, it started raining. I mean, it's not a big deal. There's plenty of dry patches of road out today as well, because it's 12 degrees C, you guys. And we're in February still, 12 degrees C. Oh, I mean, I like it. I like the extra warmth because it makes the riding season come a little bit earlier, but I mean, I know that there are negative implications of that when you think about climate change and what have you, but look, that's not what we're talking about today. I'm just happy that it's a fairly dry day and it's a warm day as well. I mean, 12 degrees, woof. It's warm, you guys. It is scorching. No, I'm joking. It's a perfectly valid, perfectly decent riding weather today, so it would have been a wasted opportunity for me not to come out today. But do I feel bad? So for example, if someone watched our videos, got involved in bikes, and then had an unfortunate incident where they ended up passing well before their time. Oh, okay, we're not allowed to go down there. All right, well that kind of sucks. That was going to be the way I went today, but all right, we're going to have to go a different way today. Yeah, would I feel bad if someone got into a crash and they passed early because of the things that I have been saying for, well, the best part of half a decade now? No, I wouldn't. Because as much as I'm encouraging people to get involved in the hobby, I'm not encouraging people to be stupid on bikes. Like, yes, I will show off what a motorcycle can do, and you know, I'm not afraid of going a little bit quicker than some people might like, but that is my own riding style. And look, you guys, I'm trying to sell the bikes, alright? Let's be perfectly honest here. One of the most attractive things about motorcycles is the amount of power that they have, so I'm going to try and show that off as much as I can, because that is part and parcel of the experience. You wouldn't want to get involved in bikes if you're not into roller coasters, if you don't want to be going quickly, alright? If you're a risk-averse person, then this might not be the hobby for you, but as we mentioned recently, there are risk-averse people that do ride bikes, and they do enjoy riding bikes. So no, I wouldn't feel bad, because my job is getting people on the bikes. Alright, what someone does with the bike, that is their own choice. As much as I try to encourage good habits and good behavior, non-abusive riding, alright, I mean, that is subjective, alright, what you would class as abusive riding and what you wouldn't. But if you don't follow our advice in terms of, you know, riding sensibly, the riding habits that we encourage, then of course you are increasing that risk by a significant amount. Alright, there are techniques that you should be using every single day when you're out on a ride, when it's poor weather conditions or what have you, but I can't force anybody to ride in a particular way, and everyone has moments of weakness where they'll do something stupid that they wouldn't normally do. I get it, alright, that happens, but how much of a risk you take is up to you as a rider, not up to me. And I mean, this is a tale of caution, alright? Like, we are notoriously bad at figuring out when we're in danger and when we're not. And that is part of the skill set that you need to have as a motorcyclist. You need to be able to sense danger well in advance of when it actually happens. You need to be that perceptive. You need to see things coming well before they actually happen, so you have plenty of time to react. Alright? And that is one of those skills that you have to learn over time. The only way you learn those skills is by riding sensibly. If you're riding stupid, and you ride stupid frequently, then look, I am always going to encourage you to have fun on your bikes. Yeah, I like to have fun on my bikes. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't have fun on your bikes. If you want to ride your bike quickly, I'm not going to judge you for it, but if you're going to do it in areas that you know are safe, areas that you know you can get away with it scot-free in many different regards. I mean, not getting caught speeding and things like that is one thing, but also getting away from it in the sense that you're going to be alright after pushing the bike a little bit beyond your limits. And there is actually an argument that could be made that you should be doing that because it increases your riding skills, and the more of a skilled rider that you are, well, the safer you're going to be. The more in control of the bike you're going to be. But yeah, this is a tough one, you guys, because I really don't know what the right answer is, and for all I know, anything that I'm saying today is going to be wrong. But all that I'm doing is, or trying to do anyway, is spread the joy of motorcycles. That is it. Spread the passion. Spread the enthusiasm. Alright, I mean, look, if someone watches a video on parachuting or something like that, and they want that, I want to do that. I want to do skydiving at some point. Bungee jumping, things like that. Things that are inherently dangerous activities. If someone watches a video on that and they end up doing it and they die, you're going to blame the person that they watched doing it? Probably not, right? It's their choice. You can encourage someone. It doesn't mean that's what they're going to do. If I say to someone, jump, and you say how high, that's not the way how this works. You have the choice. At the end of the day, you have the choice whether or not you get involved in bikes. And for me, it was a great choice. But it's not for everybody. Alright? My wife right now, she is quite a fearful person. And even though she wanted to do it and I encouraged her to do it, she did it for a few years and she has made the choice not to do it anymore for the time being. That choice might change in future. We'll see. Hopefully it does. But I'm not going to force her one way or other. Right? As far as I'm concerned, she's had a go at the hobby and she's figured out that it's not for her right now at this point. At this stage in her life, it's not for her. And that's a perfectly valid thing to do, alright? If I'm encouraging you to get involved in bikes, you get involved in bikes, and then after a couple of years or so, you decide that it's not for you, all power to you. Alright? That is the way it is. Some people just aren't able to enjoy the hobby as much as I do, as much as I hate to say it, because I think that this could benefit everybody. But by the same token, I know the reality is that is not the case. Alright, so I'm not going to judge anybody for getting involved in riding bikes and then stopping after X amount of time. A lot of people do it. I did it. I stopped riding for the best part of a year. I regret that I did that, and that was for reasons not because of safety or what have you, or fear. It was reasons because I was getting bored at the time. I didn't quite realise how good the hobby could be. My God, I've hit this rain hard, haven't I? Oh well, at least it's warm. Your skin's waterproof, right? I don't know how much detail I can get into this subject, you guys, but because everyone seems to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that got involved in a motorcycle crash. Alright, it's like that same old thing, isn't it, where everyone is only 3 people away from knowing a celebrity. It's a similar kind of nonsense thing that people say, they heard it on the grapevine, or they read it in the newspaper and things like that. The problem is with popular media and Chinese whispers is that everybody always hears the bad stuff. Nobody ever hears the good stuff, and there's lots of good stuff, and that's my job, you guys, to spread the good word. The good word of the hobby, the positive side of the hobby. And there are loads of others like me that are doing it as well. Alright, it's not just me, and whether or not you think that any of us are in the right or in the wrong for doing this, I mean, that's your prerogative, that is entirely up to you. But, and I'm not going to convince everybody. Alright, I'm not going to convince everybody one way or other. But all I can do is just explain it from my point of view, my perspective, and because I've had such a positive experience on bikes my entire life, I have to spread the word, alright? Because there's some good in this world, and riding bikes is a bit of that good, and all I'm doing is just trying to spread the good. Well, at least the bike is going to get a bit of a shower today. Yeah, you guys, I mean, I don't know. That's just the way how I feel about it, and I don't want to drag this subject out any longer than it needs to be. But that was a nice bike. I think that was an MT-10. Lovely bike. But yeah, it was one of those things that was bothering me, and it had been bothering me for a while. But I really don't feel like I should blame myself for encouraging people to get into a hobby that once they do get into it, I have no control over. And that is the same for the most part with anything. You get anyone involved doing anything, you encourage someone to get involved doing anything and they get themselves hurt or something like that, you cannot hold yourself responsible for that. I hope that's not the case. I hope that, and that's the thing, you guys, like 99.5% of people who watch our videos are not going to have any problems riding bikes ever throughout their entire riding career. They might have some issues here and there and some close calls and what have you, but they won't come anywhere close to getting injured or being hospitalized, nothing like that. So that's why I really don't feel like it's an issue. But at the same time, I can see and I understand and I respect anyone who would have the opposite opinion. But I mean, look, that's the beauty of us human beings. We can all have a difference of opinion and still be friends at the end. So, and there you guys. I mean, that's just the way how it is. All right. But I'm not going to stop doing this ever. I'm always going to continue, whether if it's on YouTube or social media in general or person to person, face to face. I'm always going to be encouraging people to get involved in bikes. Simple as that. But, well, you guys, it looks like my shoot for today has been invaded by rain, so I'm going to let you guys go for today. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I know this is quite a deep conversation to be having, alright, a bit serious and what have you, but I know that some people might have these kinds of concerns, and this kind of video is meant to try and it's meant to try and encourage people to not worry so much about it, alright? When you look at the statistics, when you look at the numbers and what have you, I really don't think it is as dangerous as people think it is. And that is my job, to debunk this kind of stuff. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from here today, but thank you ever so much for joining us on today's ride out. Okay, rain all in my mouth. But yeah, thanks again. Don't forget to leave that like, hit that subscribe button as always, and that notification bell, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And we will catch you all in the next video. Everyone take care. Ride safe.